Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about updates on the second Red Bull seat and Kimi Antonelli. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Antonelli. Now, as I said in my last video, he has been on a run of challenging Grand Prix and his form has continued to struggle following the summer break. I mean, at the Dutch Grand Prix, he finished in 16th place, and then at the Italian Grand Prix, he was only 9th. Now, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff has always defended Antonelli following Grand Prix, but his tone changed a bit following the Italian Grand Prix, with Wolff saying that Antonelli's performance in Italy was underwhelming. Now, if you want to find out more about what Toto Wolff said, I'll leave a link to a video I've done in the description, but one person who was surprised by the comments Wolff made was Nico Rosberg. As we know, Rosberg used to drive for Wolff at Mercedes, and Rosberg feels that Wolff can be very calculated in his comments. Rosberg told Sky Sports' The F1 show, "It's a surprising one, because at the moment, the only choice you really have is to just give Kimi the most time possible, in the most calm way possible, and that means also not criticising him publicly." And so this change of tone from Toto for the first time ever, usually there's a reason behind it. Toto is very calculated in his comments. Perhaps he's wanting to put some pressure on Kimi and his family to try a different approach, modify their approach, review their approach. But the fact of the matter is, Kimi is a generational talent. We all know that, but it's more difficult for him than we thought so far, and it's a bit strange that it's still so difficult. Now, for me, I thought Antonelli would have performed better in 2025. I mean, the season started really well. I mean, his first race in Formula 1, he went from P16 to P4. I thought that was a brilliant drive. He's also got a sprint pole position. He also finished on the podium in Canada. But yeah, Antonelli has just struggled in the European season, and it's interesting to get Rosberg's insights into why Toto may have changed his tune. And for me, Wolff's comments show that Mercedes for the first time are showing that they want to see more from Antonelli. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to Red Bull, and as we know, Yuki Tsunoda had another difficult Grand Prix this season. I mean, in Italy, he did manage to get into Q3, but he ended up having a difficult Grand Prix, with him finishing 13th, his 10th Grand Prix, without scoring in 14 attempts since his switch to the senior team for the third round of the season. Now, I think we've seen since Tsunoda's switch to Red Bull that his one-lap pace can be really, really good, and there are times he can get really close to Verstappen, and that is a positive. But the Italian Grand Prix was just another weekend where he struggled in the race, and Tsunoda was stuck in a DRS train, so it was impossible to get an understanding of what he could do if unleashed properly. And asked by the race after Monza about what he wanted to see from Tsunoda, Red Bull team boss Laurent Mekies said, "I'm tempted to tell you, clean samples, because today was a poor sample. The races at the front are very clean. You at least get a good stint to read your performance. But here it was very difficult to get anything out of today. The first stint in traffic, the second stint with the car damage. If I look back the last couple of races, it's quite similar. It's correct to say that we probably have more work to do on the race pace than the quali pace with Yuki, but again, it's also why we're giving ourselves a bit more time." Now, Red Bull have hinted that they are set to make their decision about their 2026 lineup before the end of 2025, so time is running out for Tsunoda to show what he can really do in that Red Bull. Meanwhile, Red Bull Junior driver Isack Hadjar has been on a brilliant run of form. I mean, his season has been really, really strong, and especially strong following the summer break. I mean, in Zandvoort, he qualified in P4 and ended up finishing the race on the podium in P3, and then in Italy, he started from the pit lane and then finished the race in P10. So some really strong drives in the Red Bull Junior team car from Hadjar. And when discussing Hadjar with Klein Zoitang, Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko said, as quoted by Racing News 365, he certainly has the mental strength to hold his own against Verstappen. So in my opinion, that could be a hint that perhaps Red Bull are leaning towards Hadjar for 2026 alongside Max Verstappen. But whichever way Red Bull go, Marko insists that Red Bull wants to keep it in the family when choosing its two lineups for next season, with Marko adding, fundamentally, we want to stick with our driver pool when it comes to the cockpits for 2026. If a super talent emerges from outside the team, we won't turn a blind eye, of course, but that's not the case at the moment. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.